Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to yap about my top 10 favorite bronzers, and I have a good mixture of liquids, creams, and powders, and different price points as well. You can't go wrong with any of these. I love them all. I just have a fun range of different finishes, textures, and formulas, so let's get into it. We need to get this one out of the way. We all know this one's going to be up first. This is my number one favorite bronzer of all time. It's the Makeup by Mario Softsculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I use the shade Light Medium, and I've been in love with it since the first time I tried it. I just love the balance it adds to my face. It is so natural yet sculpting at the same time. It's very sheer but powerful. It's really unique, and you'll see in the demo clip here how beautifully it blends into the skin. It melts right in, it looks seamless, and you can be really haphazard with your blending and it looks amazing every single time. I can always rely on this looking good even on bare skin without any foundation or with my highest glam looks. It always complements my base so beautifully. While we're talking about Makeup by Mario, the Softsculpt Shaping Stick is also incredible. I usually gravitate towards this one if I want more dramatic sculpting, but you can also get a very natural look with this depending on how you apply it and how much you apply. I love the formula. It feels very, very creamy, ultra easy to blend, but it does have a bit of a tack, like a powdery tack, so it grips to your skin really well and it stays in place all day. The colors are also incredible. I use light medium in this as well, and the tone is stunning. It's really warm, yet it has kind of like a neutral contour tone that I find very flattering. This one never looks orange on me, and it just always sculpts my face perfectly. The Fenty Beauty Match Stick in Amber Suede is delightful. I like this one because it's very, very matte. I know some people find this to be too matte, but because I use a lot of foundations that have quite a bit of glow to them, I find that this blends on those foundations without a problem. I would say this one is even more matte and powdery feeling than the Softsculpt Shaping Stick from Makeup by Mario. It just has a little bit more of a grip, and the tones are really, really nice. Like, I love Amber Suede because it's like the perfect in-between of a bronzer and a contour for me, and it just works so well. I also love the pure contour for my skin tone in Amber. I just wanted to quickly mention it as well. But I use these and gravitate towards these all the time. They're always in the rotation, and I feel like they add the perfect amount of definition. So this is Amber Suede and Amber. And what I really like about these is that they have kind of like a softening filter to them when they're on your skin. You can't really pinpoint where it starts and ends. It just blends really, really well, and it looks very softening. It doesn't enhance any texture at all, and it just melts in. I just can't say enough good things. I've loved these for so long. I might as well continue talking about the creams and liquids. This is a liquid. This is the Hollywood Contour Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. I really enjoy this formula. I find that it has like a unique kind of effect to it. It has a little translucency. It's almost serum-y in a way, but it adds so much definition to your face. It warms it up perfectly, chisels it out, but it doesn't look super makeup-y. Like, it softly defines your face. I just find that the texture and translucency to it, it makes it so unique, and I always go back to it. A similar product I wanted to mention is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. So I like two shades in these, light medium and fair light. Light medium is more so of my bronzing color. I'll swatch it next to the Charlotte Tilbury one so you can see the differences in the opacity. You can see it's not as serum-y, it's more opaque. That doesn't take away anything for me. It actually makes the product more unique. And this is such a nice silky, like soft formula to blend out, and it blends really, really easily. The colors are also really nice. I find them to be very similar to the ones I just swatched from Fenty Beauty, like Amber Suede and Amber. So these are the Fenty Match Sticks colors. So what's really fun about this e.l.f. product, it actually combines two of my favorite products, but it also adds something else because it's a liquid and it blends so well. So I just love these. Just like all the other bronzers in here, I rotate through these constantly. So from here on out, I'm going to be talking about my powder favorites. And up first is the Cosmetics Corselette Sculpting Powder Bronzer, and I use the shade Slip. It took me a long time to really connect and fall in love with this product, but one day I realized that I was gravitating and reaching for this powder bronzer so much, and then it dawned on me why I loved it so much. It has a little bit of a unique twist to it. So as you can see in this swatch right here, it does have a little luminosity to it, but you can't pinpoint like an actual pearl. So it's very flattering on your skin. It almost just mimics like a natural skin finish. But what I love most about this is this color and just the overall effect it does. So basically I love every single thing about it. What I find to be so unique about this simple powder bronzer is that when you apply it in between of the contour and bronzing area, it looks like you applied two separate products, like a contour and a bronzer. Truly does sculpt and bronze with only one product. It's another super reliable, gorgeous bronzers. It slays every time. This next one, you can't go wrong. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Wear Fresh Wear Bronzer. I use the shade 300. I really like how warm this one is. It's a little bit more on the orange side in comparison to some other bronzers here, but it just is so flattering. It really reminds me of the Benefit Hula bronzer, but just a little creamier in texture. It feels like it has a moisturized layer to it. So it's really easy to work with and it sinks into the base really nicely without ever looking chalky. You just can't go wrong. It's like the perfect simple bronzer. I love using this all over my face, like even on my eyes and such. It's just awesome. So these next ones have a little bit of a unique twist to them. This one is the RMS ReDimension Hydra bronzer. This is fairly new to me. Like I've only had this for a month, I would say, and I am in love with it. It looks very, well, I was anyways. I was a little intimidated by the way it looked in the pan. It looked like a complete bronzy highlight, but this is the bronzer I'm wearing on my skin today, and it doesn't look like a metallic bronzer on the face at all. It melts into your skin and it just looks really, really glowy and like a true tanned look. I love this to bits. It's such a nice kind of jelly feeling powder bronzer. It just is magical. It looks like it's going to be super metallic and texture enhancing, but it isn't at all. It's super softening, but it has such a beautiful dewy glow to it for a powder. So that's what enticed me the most about this. I use the shade Tan Lines and it's perfect. It's a beautiful warming color, but it does have a little bit of neutral tones in there too, which I love. I find it to be the most flattering against my skin. This bronzer has taken over my mind. I reach for it nearly every day, and I love layering the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. Sorry, I'm getting excited with this and it looks gorgeous. It's just a stunning addition to my collection. It really took me by surprise. It's very unique as far as bronzers go, in my opinion. And they also have blushes that come in this same formula, equally magical. Okay? Following that, we have the Surratt bronzer. This is a product I fell head over heels in love with last year, and I was so excited to dig it out of my collection once I got a little bit of a summer glow going on. This is a really interesting bronzer, very unique too. I swatched it here next to the RMS one because this does have a little bit of a pearl to it, but what makes Surratt's products so interesting, their formula is really unique. They call it like a slurry. I don't exactly know what that means, but it sounds really fun and fancy and I like it, and it feels very different than other powder bronzers. Like it feels very moussey, but it's a powder. So there's like a little bit of a moisturized feel and like this really silky, soft, powdery feel. The tone is really nice and there's also a soft, soft glow. This blends out and blurs out wonderfully. I just can't get enough of this. It's been following me around on all my little weekend adventures lately. Glorious. I have regrets on keeping this one for last because there is a little bit of a sad undertone to this story, but Huda Beauty is discontinuing the GloWish line, and this is such a beautiful bronzer. It's going to be such a shame to lose it. This is the GloWish Soft Radiance Bronzing Powder. I use the shade 2 Medium. So if you love this bronzer, it's been one of my favorites for so long. I've raved about it for years. So if you love this one, maybe try to get a few backups. And if you haven't tried it out, maybe you want to, but maybe at the same time don't, because I don't want to get you hooked on something that's gonna go. But this is a really, really beautiful bronzer. I find it to be the powder version of the Makeup by Mario, just in the sense that it's super sheer, but very impactful. And it has a really nice blurring soft radiance to it. The name is perfect. I'm so fond of this bronzer. There's so many things to love about it. And a fun thing I like to do with this one, I'll kind of use it as a finishing powder bronzer. So if at the end of my makeup I find that my bronzer looks like it's disappearing a little, I'll take a little bit of this on a big brush and I'll layer it on top of the bronzing areas, and it just adds more color and glow, and it just blends everything together beautifully. This topped over like a bronzier blush makes it look even more summery. Like I said, I'm just so fond of it. Can't say enough good things. And those are my top 10 favorite bronzers. Let me know if you'd like to see this video with a different category, and if so, which category would that be? Leave it down below. But that's going to be all from me. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll have everything I used listed and linked in the description box down below, so feel free to check that out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!